Hello and welcome to Eleveo's LinkedIn Live for December 2021. My name's Nicole Price and I'm your host for today. You may have heard the news that Cisco is releasing Webex Contact Center, so we're here to talk all about what it is and how Eleveo will be integrating with this new tool. Joining me today is Mikkel Cridlow, Eleveo's Director of Product Management, with a focus on the planning, organization, and delivery of media capture for the Eleveo suite. Not only is Mikkel one of our first employees, but he is an avid enophile leading Eleveo's wine culture program. But before we begin the larger conversation about our integration with Webex Contact Center, I thought it would benefit all of us to begin with what Webex Contact Center is and what it does. Webex Contact Center is Cisco's investment in business to customer connection via text, social, chat, email, and voice, with the potential to add on AI-powered virtual agents. Webex Contact Center closes the customer feedback loop with integration Webex experience management, including follow-up surveys via text, email, or IVR. As mentioned before, Webex Contact Center provides the capability of using virtual agents to easily handle routine interactions, provide seamless transitions, and connect transcripts to live agents for more complex inquiries. Webex Contact Center provides an intuitive agent experience with a modular agent desktop that provides customer interaction history, external resources, built-in collaboration tools, and more. Lastly, Cisco states that Webex Contact Center is deployed quickly with out-of-the-box functionality and is easily managed with user-friendly drag-and-drop workflow builder tools. So, Mikkel, we have here an overview of present day versus future Webex Contact Center offerings. Can you share a little bit about what we can expect to see initially in terms of product functionality?
Thank you, Nicole. Absolutely. What happened is a really important event for us as a Cisco partner and independent vendor. Cisco is opening their API, the unified API to Webex Contact Center, and so we can integrate and offer our services. There are several APIs that are available today. The most important for us are, of course, the recording API, so it allows us to integrate with the built-in recording capabilities that Webex Contact Center has and offer our services on top of that. And also the configuration and historical statistics API that allow us to utilize data for reporting and also for workforce management, for forecasting, and for adherence. In the future, Cisco plans to also open the real-time API, so we'll be able to also offer our real-time services such as screen capture or speech analytics.
Awesome. So we'll also add that Webex Contact Center is being deployed regionally with the US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand were immediately available, but Europe should have been deployed at the very end of November. Unfortunately, at this time, we don't have any information about deployment in the Middle East, Asia, or Africa. So we're going to use Cisco's first customer shipment terminology here, which is to say that this is what will be initially offered in our integration. So Mikkel, would you walk us through the general architecture of Eleveo's integration with Webex Contact Center, as well as what services we can expect initially?
Sure. We integrate with Webex CC services, so we connect to their cloud services, to their universal API gateway. And today we pull out all the data that are related to tasks and to recordings. So far, they only support voice recordings. Even the solution is omnichannel by native, and we can also support other channels, but at this moment, only voice is available. And we are pulling out all the voice recordings and related data, and we store them in our Eleveo solution to provide additional services such as search and replace, just quality management, media lifecycle management. We are not offering all the services today. Some of them are not available yet. For instance, reporting, speech analytics, I already mentioned that, workforce management, but we will add them in the future as we are developing integration with these services and as Cisco is opening the new APIs and methods for us. Also, what is very important, we don't only offer this service or this integration into cloud, but we also offer it on premise. So if there is a customer who is, for instance, still running on premise and they are evaluating Webex Contact Center as a cloud option, and they would like to run their recording solution, their compliance solution on premise before their, make their choice to go online, to go to the cloud, we allow that. So it's up to you, it's up to the customer whether you want to consume our services in the cloud or on premise.
On the last slide, we talked about how Webex Contact Center actualizes all of the recordings and that all of the triggers and business rules to initiate contact capture exist on the Cisco side. So if that's the case, Mikkel, what are the options for setting up business rules on Cisco's side?
There are actually three options at the moment. You can either enable the total recording on a tenant, which means that all the calls that go to your organization will be recorded. Or you can enable recording only on particular queues, so just certain services, let's say the services that is under compliance, will be recorded while other services may be not. And then as a third options, you can schedule recording. So for instance, you're only recording during the business hours.
Are there any caveats to this?
Of course, there are limitations and there are things that will appear later. So, for instance, today only total recording is available. You don't have any option to do manual start and stop in your agent desktop, but it's very likely that it will appear in the future. There's also manual pause and resume available, so the calls can be paused again manually by agent, and then the calls get the data get redacted before they join the LVO storage.
Excellent. Okay, a few of you might be wondering what kind of metadata we might be bringing in from Cisco. So we have a slide here. Mikkel, would you talk us through this?
Sure. Pretty much as with any other contact center solution that we integrate today, especially talking about Cisco, we have date and time of the recording. We have identification of the agent. So we have agent name, we have agent ID. So we can match the recording with the appropriate agent within our suite. We have all the extension numbers, calling and call party, and we have identification of queues. That means essentially the service that has been chosen, the team who handled the conversation or site if your organization is split into multi-site solution. We have also a bunch of technical data, typically entry point specification on different telephony details and reason codes. This is mostly useful for troubleshooting, but really makes sense to have it available. And there are more details. Also, Cisco is adding more details into the API as they develop it. So, for instance, some of the customer details like customer name or phone number, if it's available in the system, then we can get it as well.
Awesome. Given the fact that this is just our first customer shipment, of course, there are going to be limitations. So, would you walk us through what the limitations will be that exist in our initial integration? I know we've talked through a few of them already, but it never fails to repeat.
Absolutely. The first and the most important limitation today is that this common API only supports voice at the time. Cisco integrated IMI solution for emails and chats and for digital channels. They are working on making the API available for third parties. So this is something that we believe will follow shortly. In our solution, in the solution that we are launching right now, which is LVO version 7.1, we do not support full automated user synchronization. So in this first release, in this first customer shipment, it's going to be manual. However, we are working on automating this. So in version 8, you have a possibility to either integrate through Active Directory, which is the option that Webex Contact Center allows, and we also plan to directly integrate the user management API, so there will be direct integration to our user management. We just started to implement integration with workforce management, so we'll be able to use the historical data for adherence, for scheduling. We would like to implement speech analytics and screen capture, and let's say more real-time services in the future. That depends on having the real-time API available from Cisco side, and also there are some other tasks on our side needed. We are working on enhancing the recording platform of Aleveo, so some more work is needed on our side, but we believe that this will be available soon during the next year, for instance. It may happen that there will be some last-minute limitations as we are developing and as we are exploring the API today. So any limitations that will be in version 7, we will definitely remove them in version 8. Also, version 8 will be already fully cloud native, so everything will run in Kubernetes, and it will bring more options for, let's say, deployment in on-premise cloud, hosted data center, etc.
Awesome. Now, we've been doing business with Cisco for many years at this point. So I would assume that Webex Contact Center is not the only product that we're integrating with from Cisco. So what are some of the other things that you and the team are working on, Mikhail?
We're definitely looking for integrating Webex calling because it's an important platform for us to integrate with. Today we can integrate Webex calling users if they are agents of the Webex contact center. It's possible. However, we also want to be able to integrate back office because many of our customers need to also record back office for compliance. So we are really waiting for opportunity to hook on the Webex calling API. We also have an internal proof of concept of integrating Webex meetings, so we can grab the recorded meetings videos and make them available in our solution for compliance, for search replay, categorizing. So this is something that we would like to finalize and make available during the next year, depending on the roadmap approval. And there is also a very important initiative from Cisco, which is possibility to participate on their infrastructure as a service project, where today Cisco offers their services as, let's say, pre-built virtual machines, pre-built boxes, and they invited few third-party vendors to have their solutions there as well. We are one of them, so we'll be able to offer our solution in the Cisco cloud, easy to spin up, easy to deploy for new customers. So this is very exciting options that is also in our pipeline.
Now, we've certainly covered a lot of ground today. Is there anything else that you think we need to know about the availability features in the first customer release?
There are still questions regarding real-time feed, real-time features. I named screen capture for a few times. We are definitely looking for that. And as I mentioned already, it depends on the real-time API availability. Also, a few things need to be adjusted on our side. Many questions that I've got was regarding the surveys and possibility to pull surveys and store them in Aleveo platform, make reporting on top of that. We don't see API to support this yet, but again, Cisco is heavily developing the API, so I believe that the capability will be there, and then of course we will look into it, we'll integrate it as well.
Okay. So after all is said and done, the process to take advantage of this absolutely cool new functionality is very simple. First, you must be an existing Webex Contact Center user. Once that's been established, it's merely a process of provisioning the required licenses, requiring administrative access, followed by Eleveo partnering with you to enable the access and integration point. That's it. Very simple. So, Mikhail, ending on this high note, and as we begin to move forward with the implementation phase of this project, are there any parting thoughts that you'd like to leave us with?
Absolutely. I'd like to say that this is a really exciting project. It's it's a very interesting product. I mean, the whole Webex suite and Webex Contact Center, especially, it's very well designed, and the cooperation with Cisco is a great experience because they are helping a lot. We have lots of context. We are discussing the options, how to integrate, and what are the best options there. I can also see all the beauty of cloud development, where things get solved very quickly. Every time we hit any roadblock or any problem, we just can easily remove it, easily fix. So this goes much faster than traditional on-premise development. So it's all great. We are excited to be part of this, and we believe we have very nice and very competitive products. So I'm looking forward to seeing this live and seeing this being used by our partners and customers.
Excellent. Well, I know that this entire experience has been extremely informative, and certainly we appreciate everyone joining us today to learn about the integration. But before we end, we'd like to turn the time over to some questions, just in case there's anything we haven't covered that you'd like to know about Eleveo's new integration with Webex Contact Center. Rebecca, have there been any questions from the group to this point? We'll give it a minute. Okay. Seems like we did a great job of answering everyone's questions today. But certainly, if you have any questions going forward, feel free to reach out to sales@eleveo.com. We'll be more than happy to both set you up in your own integration with WebEx Contact Center or answer any questions that you have about the integration. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Eleveo. Elevate every encounter.